Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. Let us begin studying the Panchama Veda. Tavo kathamritam tapta jivanam kobiviriritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatatam bhuvi grinanti e bhurida janaha. Today, the topic that we will be discussing, the take shelter with God and pray to Him. That is where the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is giving the stress. In spiritual life, nirvarata, complete dependence. The complete dependence on God is the ultimate of all sadhana, all spiritual austerities. That's called nirvarata. Very difficult because of the ego. I always think that this will be good, that will be good, I should do in this way, I should do in that way. So complete depending on the God, the will of God, is absolutely the pure mind where there is no ego at all. They can do. But that is the ultimate. In the spiritual life, the religious life, most of the time we make a mistake by thinking the spiritual or religious life means that a protection from the providence, a protection by God. Our life, we have business, we have services, we have many other things. We have to protect that, our property, our wealth, our jewelries, and of course our lives. So for that we are taking all care, of course. At the same time, if the providence, if the God is protecting us, that is not religion. It is only the beginning of religion. That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he mentioned the 4 different types of people. Chaturvida bhajante mam jana. The 4 different types: Artha, Jigyasu, Artharthi, Jnani. Now when we are talking about the nirvarata, the complete dependence on God, there's only the Jnanis can do. Jnani means those who sincerely, seriously, they like to realize the truth. They like to know about themselves. Majority of the people, they go for fun of it. There's some, they are very good singers, so they will bring them or have a nice bhajan, and they will burn the incense sticks, they will dance a little, have the prasad and chit-chatting, socializing. That is the beginning of the religion, we can say. That is not the seriousness. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is very, very serious about the religion, about spirituality. Some people putting on some dress and them chanting something and giving some talk, and afterwards they are just discussing. These are all on the surface only. But the religion goes much deeper and deeper. That's why he is telling the nirvarata. The complete dependence comes when there is no ego. That is very, very difficult, because we are all bound by the maya, and very peculiar if we think. When we talk about the ego, we are always associating with this body. I am this. Whatever I say, so I am the powerful man, I am the powerful person, I take the decision, like that. What is this I? If it is associated with this body, the body, when it was born, I was not knowing at all. The body is changing so fast, so quickly. Only a time has come when this body is having some facilities. I have become the president of some country, some state, and the top leader of the clan of people, and I am thinking I am the top of the world. No, not like that. So the ego also we have to judge. So this is the way when people think about the path of jnana. In Hinduism there are 4 paths. Those who are regularly attending, you all know. The one is the jnana, path of knowledge, and one is the path of bhakti, the devotion. One is path of karma, and of course the meditation, the dhyana. What is knowledge? This. We have to go on thinking that when I say I, what I mean, this body, but the body is constantly changing. What I mean, the mind is constantly changing. Then what is this I? This vichara or constant judgment, that is the path of knowledge. And by that way, we understand this I is the root cause of all suffering. When that goes away, the I goes away, and comes the faith in the existence of God, the God is doing everything through me. I am the agent, and I am blessed. The God has chosen me for this work. So this is the first thing. And second is, it goes to free from the ego. It needs the stages of sadhana. Through stages of sadhana only we can reach up to that. Some people, they make mistake, out of excitement. They think, oh, the great scholars have come and they are preaching about the ultimate Vedanta. There is no universe. You are not there. You are the pure. And you are the Atman. Oh, that's true. I am the Atman. They feel like that. And they think that is the path that we should follow. And we have completed the science. We are engineers. We are doctors. So why to go for the devotion? That is for the lower type of people. Wrong. Completely wrong. It has nothing to do with the university certificates. This goes according to the mind. What is your mind is thinking? Only those who are propagating, preaching, they are also thinking they are giving something new? Wrong. Because that is already there. And have they realized themselves? That is also doubtful. Because the way the people, they are going for the ego. How much people are listening to me? How many people are following me? These are the traits of ego, the symbols of ego. Associated with the ego cannot say that I have realized God. So one should be very careful. The preachers must be very careful. Teachers must be very careful. And that is the reason Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, we will read, he will say, this is very, very difficult to say that I am the guru or I am giving you the religion. No. So the spirituality, it is the ultimate, is complete dependence, nirbharata. Nirbharata comes when there is no ahamkara, the complete negation of the ego. Complete negation of the ego, to achieve that stage, you have to go step by step, practicing. So Sri Ramakrishna taught us the various stages of sadhana. And he said in the beginning, you must have to have duality, because that is the way you can begin. Some very fortunate one, those who have already completed in their past life all this, they may practice. That is very rare, of course. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself never spoke about the Advaita Vedanta in public. He chose some among his disciples and he used to tell them secretly. It's very difficult. It was not available because there is a chance that people, they will misunderstand it. So we have to follow the instructions of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and no other person. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Why? Because he is giving us the right direction. And what is that? You will reach over there, and that is the ultimate thing. But before that, you have to judge yourself. What is your mental condition? Do you really feel that you are Atman? Then you cannot work. You cannot go to the job, maintain your family. It is impossible. Sometimes some people they think that, and the people they come and say that I am following so and so. That is very difficult. Very, very difficult. So this we have to understand, and stages of sadhana, and we have already read from the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna what he meant. That in the stages, the beginning, one must think the nama, rupa, and guna of God. The God is having a form, He is having a name, and He is having the qualities. God with form and attributes. So that is the way we should think. If one takes shelter with God and prays to Him with great longing, God will surely listen. He will certainly make everything favorable. Everything favorable. So when we go to do something which is good for others, then everything becomes favorable. And we think, oh, I have done it. And people will be saying, oh, you have done it. And society will be recognizing you. And you go back to the ego and thinking, I am capable to do it, and nobody else. Wrong. That is why in the Upanishad, when the gods were celebrating their victory over the Asuras, demons, there appeared a personality, and the Lord Indra, the god of the king of all gods, that he said, who is that person standing over there at the door? Oh, Agni, this fire god. Can you please go and inquire? You know that story in the Upanishad. And the Lord went over there, the Agni, the fire. Hey, who are you? Why you are standing over here? He said, that I will answer afterwards. But who are you? Oh, you don't know me? I am the fire god. Now, what is your capacity? I can burn anything. This is it. Can you burn the small piece of hay he kept before him? Look at it, the Agni, the fire god. He tried his best with all his might, all his power. He could not do anything. He couldn't burn that small piece of hay. Then he came back, head hanging on his chest, and he was ashamed and he was humbled. Then another person, that is Vayu, there's a wind god, terribly powerful. And he was saying to know about that person. Same thing happened. Who are you? I am the wind god. What is your capacity? I can blow anything. Can you please blow this piece of grass? The wind couldn't do anything. He also became humble and came back, reported to Indra. And the king of gods, he himself went over there to inquire. This is very peculiar. Very something, it should not be like this. Who is this? And that person vanished. In that place came Uma Haimavati. That is the first time in the Upanishad we find this name Uma. A Haimavati. He was like the glow like a gold. That means it's a pure. That is why glowing. And he said, you fools, because of the Brahman gave you the power and you could win over the war, and now you have forgotten that and you are celebrating and thinking that you have done it, you have become egoistic. That is the way The Upanishad is teaching us that you have to give up the ego. Then how we will think that whatever we are successful, and that is because the God has given us that power. That humbles us. So this is the way day-to-day life we have to minimize our ego. I am successful, is good. Within myself, I have to go on praying to God, oh God, please don't me egoistic. It is you only. Through me you have done it. I am successful because of your grace. So this is the way we have to. Then the faith and tremendous self-effort, if both are together working, then the success comes. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna giving an unique example to the story. I think we read that story. Again, let us read this story. And this is a very unique story. How a person, just because of the love for his son who was dying, took up an impossible mission. Almost impossible mission. What is that? A man had a son who was on the point of death. In a frenzy, he asked remedies of different people. One of them said, here is a remedy. Find it must rain. First, it must rain when the star Swati is in the ascendant. Then some of the rain must fall into a skull. Then a frog must come there to drink the water. And the snake must chase it. And when the snake is about to bite the frog must hop away, and the poison must fall into the skull. You should give that patient a little of the poison and the rainwater from the skull. If, so many ifs. And there should be a particular moment when a particular star is descending. Then it should be rain. Then rainwater should be collected in a skull, human skull. And that skull, where it is there, the frog should come. And the snake chasing the frog should come over there. When it is going to bite, frog hop away, and the snake's poison will be mixed in that water. That water a little should be given to the patient. Just imagine the impossibility. But with great faith, the person went out, and he was rainwater. The father Satan set out eagerly to find the medicine. When the star Swati was in the sky, it started raining. And fervently he said to God, "O Lord, please get a skull for me." Searching here and there, he at last found a skull with rainwater in it. Again he prayed to God. See, he is trying to do, the person, a human, is trying to do. He is searching, but at the same time he is praying. So both are going together. Not that just I will sit in the corner of a room and pray and things will be done. No. I have to take up the work, and I should go and try to do. And when I am trying to do, I should go on praying too. I will complete it. I don't depend on anyone. There is a different path. But here, if you are praying to God, you get an extra strength, and truly God helps. He says, again he prayed to God, "O Lord, I beseech thee, please help me find the frog and the snake." Since he had great longing, he got the frog and the snake also. In the twinkling of an eye, he saw the snake chasing a frog, and as it was about to bite the frog, the poison fell into the skull. If one takes shelter with God, Here, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna giving his statement, if one takes shelter with God and prays to Him with great longing, God will surely listen. He will certainly make everything favorable. So this is a great faith. The moment there is something, we all lose our faith. Instead, we should gain our faith more stronger. We should make the faith more stronger. If we constantly pray to God, whatever I am having, my intellect, my physical strength, I am dedicating it to you, O my God. That please help me so that I can, in the healthy body, mind, intellect, serve you. There's nothing wrong. I want to serve you. And for that I am praying that you should keep me healthy, physically, mentally, intellectually, so that I can properly serve you. That is the prayer of every monk. What they are doing, the same prayer only. And when you are having that prayer fervently, with all faith, then the God also helps. If one takes shelter with God, shelter means having the faith, complete faith in the existence of God, and praying to God, I have no one else but you. So please help me, and prays to Him with great longing, God will surely listen and will certainly make everything favorable. The captain who was there, he was very happy. Friends, we are reading from the page 793, the English book, and of course, in the Bengali book, it is 852. The Bengali Kathamrita, complete the volume, it is 852. Now, Master's name, God makes everything favorable. Perhaps the aspirant doesn't marry. Thus, he is able to devote his whole attention to God. So, when someone is married, obviously the responsibility, what the God does, if one is trying to realize God, and the God will make in such a way that even if he is married or she is married, they will get the divorce, or the husband or the wife will die, something that you will make alone. But we start crying, and what is this? Now, if you are truly looking and or thinking to realize God, one should take it as an advantage. Narada, he lost his father much earlier. He never knew who is the father. Then he was born, and his mother was working in household, and Narada was growing up over there slowly. Then one day, when he was almost a teenage boy, he was capable to look after himself, the mother was bitten by a snake and she also passed away. Now, when we hear this story, how we feel? Oh my God, what a bad fate of the boy. He lost the father, he lost the mother too. Narada, he took his mother to the cremation ground, and after putting her body on the fire, as the Hindus they do, then he thanked God. God, you have completely given me freedom from all responsibilities. Suppose the mother was there and the only son, then naturally he had to look after the mother. Suppose the mother is living, say 90 years or 100 years, then the son won't be able to go away. You had to take much care of his mother. By that way, he is bound. Sometimes some people, when they are not having their children, they are thinking, oh, we should adopt a child, or we should have some pets. Why? Because that is the opportunity God has given you. Maybe in the past life they were having some desired to become a householder. So the husband, wife, family, this house, and then slowly God has taken away all those. Now you are completely free. Now whatever the work that you are doing to support your life, that's okay. And after that, why don't you concentrate on God, reading about God, visiting the holy places, having the company of the holy people, and meditating as maximum as possible. That is the opportunity God is giving. But we think, oh, God is so cruel, He has taken away everything from me, all other people are so happy. The one, the elderly lady came, she was crying. Why, my husband has passed away. What is the age? 85. And after 85? Everyone thinks in that way. I am not criticizing, but now at this age, I have experienced what is this life? What is this, the family life? Now it is over. Thank God you have given me complete freedom. I am free from all these bondages. Now I am giving my mind to you. Now prayer is, keep me healthy so that I can concentrate and I can give everything best that I am having to you, to your service. That needs the complete faith in the existence of God. That's why when we are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, the Panchama Veda, varieties of people are thinking in a varieties way because their aptitude, their thinking capacity, and the way they look to their life, all this depends. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, through the Gospel, through this Kathamrita, through this Panchama Veda, nothing else but God, He is giving us the directions. And naturally, only those can appreciate it, those who are having the desire to realize God. Mumukshu is a great word in Sanskrit. Mumukshu means those who are longing for God realization. And it is not in this life. They have experienced the previous lives also. And they understood that it is nothing but folly. All these things that we see is all worthless. Everything is going to be destroyed someday. The history is the proof of that. Even then we think that we should have this, we should have that. So this is the way we should understand, and then only we will be truly get the benefit of reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Otherwise, just reading and having some stories, that's good. But the true, the seeker of God, they will understand the inner meaning and they should stick to that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said that in the beginning, you should have the faith in the existence of God, and that faith will come by having the company of holy people. Then you should go to a secluded place and ponder over that. So what I have learned, then let me understand this properly. So you are utilizing your time in taking the holy name of God, in meditation, in prayer, and in service. I am doing these and that in the holy place. By this way, I am purifying myself. Even if you don't do, the things will be taken care. But I got this opportunity, so I am doing it. I should be thankful to God you have given the opportunity. So this is the way one begins. The God has a form. I concentrate on that particular form. God has a name, and I repeat that name. God has in His life so many things that He has done. So I am remembering those also, those gunas, the qualities, His love, His affection, His purity, His service, His truthfulness. When we are going on thinking in that way, those qualities are coming in me too. So this is the way I am becoming humble and slowly making the progress. As I am progressing, ultimately I will completely depend on God, and I will realize that this God is nothing but me. I am that. I am the self. I was only thinking that there are two. There is two differences. Nothing is there. I was thinking there is two. There is only one. But because of my wrong thinking, wrong way of looking at things, all these years I was suffering. Nothing to be afraid of. Nothing is going to lose. I am that pure Atman. I am already free. I don't have any bondages. I was thinking I am bound, so I was suffering. So my thought became purified. And that way one realizes oneness. Oneness with God, oneness with the Atman, oneness with the Brahman, whatever. The Hindus, they always give the freedom. In that freedom, the yogis, they are free and they have set up the way in this way. My goal is Atman, Paramatma. Param means the supreme. Param means the highest. Param means the best, the only one, Parama. So, my goal is, yogi will say, he is withdrawing the mind from the objects of this world and concentrating. And what is his goal? Paramatma. A devotee, he will also think, my prayer, my tears, and my all effort is to reach to that one who is God, Bhagavan or Ishvara. Is the name only. And one who is going on discriminating, judging, his goal is Brahman. So Brahman, Atman, Ishvara, they are all same. In the Bhagavata it says, and Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, after the realization one can understand all are different names, but actually this is the same. But then Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, but one cannot succeed unless one renounces the last and gold. Only by renunciation the ignorance destroyed. The last and gold. The tremendous desire that we are having, that is the last. That is of course the word last is used for something else, but it is the desire. The different type of desires are there. The strong desire for the worldly things, and to satisfy that desire we need wealth, we need money, we need gold. So Sri Ramakrishna coined this one as lust and gold. Kama, Kanchana. Kama means desire, and Kanchana, to fulfill that desire. The Kanchana comes last, money comes last. It is the desire only. First is the desire. And different type of desires comes. Sometimes some people will think that let me start an ashrama, that sometimes they go away and then they will be going to different rich people and they will go to talk to them and they will get some money and so many things they will go on doing. Why? Only for that. Then after doing all those things, they, oh, what I have done, who is going to look after this? It will be completely, so many people, they are all religious people. Forget about the householders. Of course, in their mind, the householders, they want that they should have the property, they should have the wealth. After them, their children, their progeny, they will get it. It's okay. But even the monks, even the renouncers, they are also thinking in the same way. And then, so that is why one should be careful. Why I have come over here? Just whatever the responsibility the organization is giving, perform that and be free. Concentrate your mind in the higher thoughts, studying, meditating. So Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning it is lust and lucre, lust and gold. The sun's rays falling on lanes burn many objects. But if a room is dark inside, you cannot get that result. You must come out of the room to use the lens, the sun ray. The wonderful way the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna says, if your room is dark, though you are having a lens and sun ray is outside and your room is dark, you cannot use that lens. So what you should do? You should come out of your room and then use the lens to burn, utilizing the sun ray to burn something, to light up a fire. So this is the way. The lens is already there in our mind. We can use that. But instead, we are constantly going inside the room and closing the door and window. It is becoming dark and we are thinking, oh, we are only very cozy and it is okay for us. Some of the people, they do not believe in God. What do? The whole life, you see, only food and just somehow surviving. They will be eating, they will be drinking, they will be making merrymaking, they are having some socializing, that much. And that is the way they spend their life, and they think, and constantly having the ego, that when they go to the party, they will see somebody else is having more gorgeous dresses and more attention they are getting. So he will be feeling that my ego is hard because of that, and then all these things goes on in the society life. And some people are so happy with that. They think without that, how can people live? That is called the dark room. And the sunlight is there, God is there. The great masters, they have given you the lenses. But we don't know how to use it. So it needs the particular person. It is not the religious groups, linguistic group, or the country, nothing like that. It is an individual person and the attitude. Sometimes some Americans who are coming over here talking to us, so enlightened. They're eager to know about the truth, but only difficulty that I have noticed, to understand this truth, intellectually we understand. But to realize it in our life, practice it in our life, it takes lives after lives. You have to have the patience. If you don't have the patience, you will never realize it. Again, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is mentioning that someone wanted to have the drinking water and he was digging the well. And after going for 2 or 3 feet, he left that. Again, he went to somewhere else and started digging. Every time he goes to 2 feet or 3 feet, he loses the patience and changes the places. By that way, he was going on digging the whole area, but not getting a drop of water. So spiritual life means you understand that this is my path, and by this way I am going to get the water. That means the blessings of God. Go on practicing that without leaving the practice. Morning getting up and then going and sitting for meditation, then chanting, then working, then reading, then serving. So all these routine days together should go. And in the Bhagavad Gita, if you read, it says the sattva, in the beginning it is bitter, but at the end it is so sweet. But you should have to have the patience to practice that. Otherwise, everything is lost. So when we are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we must learn that Sri Ramakrishna, the Lord, is giving us the assurance that God is there. And our effort, a little, immediately the flow of God will come towards us. But we have to have the patience. And every day, with great care, we have to remove all our desires. Of course, the food and the clothing and the shelter is all necessary. But slowly, slowly you have to understand this is enough. Can I talk to other people? Can I be with them? Do I appreciate others' goodness? These are the way we have to understand. If I feel jealous about the goodness of others, that means something wrong. I am not fit to become the spiritual person. I have to be careful. I don't care about the appreciations of others. I don't care anything of this world. Somebody is getting success in something. Let him be. Maybe God wants him to get that. I am completely different. And I have something to get from God, and God has kept it from me. He is not going to give it to anyone. I will get it for sure. So these are the convictions. Maybe 1 year and maybe 100 years. It doesn't matter for me. I'll be waiting for God. So this is the way one is dulhishto. He's decided, very strong the feeling. I am going to get the realization of God. I am going to know about myself. But for that, if I have to practice patiently, I will do that. So this is the way we have to think. But some people live in the world even after attaining jnana. He is telling that most of the people, they are living in the world because of ignorance. But some people, they also live in this world, but after attending the jnana. What is that jnana? I am not bound by this ego. I have understood this ego is the cause of all suffering. Whatever I am doing, it is because the God wanted me to do, and because the God has given me the intellect and the power to perform, and I have done it. And I am thankful to God because He has chosen me for that job. This humbleness should be there. Otherwise, spiritual life is not possible. So he mentioned that some people, they live after the jnana. They see both what is inside and what is outside the room. Because they can understand what is the samsara things are going on. And they can also understand the way the God works. In this world, you will find so many people, in every religion, in every society, in every time, in every country, every places, you will find some people, they are constructing the temple, the churches, the synagogues, the mosque, and they will be arranging the puja and all that. Good. But at the same time, they are very egoistic. We are doing it. They will give their own name. So that is the problem. Understanding. So we should have to read. I use this word, have to. You should have to read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna to understand this subtlety of spirituality. Otherwise, we are really performing so many things, really doing so many things. As because we do not know, we are not going to the goal, rather going on in a circle, thinking, oh, I have done this, so obviously I will get the darshan of God, the blessings of God. I have constructed this huge temple. I have donated so much of money to the God. Nothing can help unless we truly become humble. Otherwise, nothing can help. So this Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning. So there are some people, even after the knowledge, they live. Why? Only to give guidance to the people. They are true gurus. The light of God illumines the world. Therefore, with the light they can judge, discriminate between good and bad, permanent and impermanent. The ignorant who lead a worldly life without knowing God are like people living in a house with the mud walls. With the help of a dim light, they can see the inside of the house, but nothing more. But those who live in the world after having attained knowledge and realized God are like people living in the glass house. They see the inside of the room and also all that is outside. The light from the sun of knowledge enters strongly into the room. They perceive everything inside the room very clearly. They know what is good and what is bad, what is permanent and what is impermanent. God alone is the doer, and we are all His instruments. Therefore, it is impossible even for a Jnani to be egoistic. The Jnani means who has already realized God. He also cannot say that, oh, I. Why? Because it is the God, the Supreme Being, who is doing everything. It is not good to be a guru by profession. There's sometimes some people, there are many clans are there. Mainly they will try to instruct people in exchange of money. So they are professional guru. Profession means by that way they are that is their way of surviving. No. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, one should learn religion from a renouncer, the person who has renounced everything. A person having the family, his children, his property, he may claim that he is a religious person, but it is very difficult, truly difficult. So people don't understand. People means ignorant people again, because they don't have the judgment. They go for according to the advertisement. They go and here there are some people, they will go on telling, oh, you do not know my guru, he is having this, he is having that. So there may be educated people, but at the same time they behave like the ignorant, not understanding what that particular person is doing is a professionalism. His father was a guru and now he is a guru, then again his son will be the guru. This is a profession, it goes on. They are living on that. The Sri Ramakrishna is very clear. He is telling it is not good to be a guru by profession. One cannot be a teacher without a command from God. He who says he is a guru is a man of mean intelligence. That's why in the Ramakrishna mission, they never, my guru, the 10th president of the Ramakrishna order, Srimad Swami Bireshwarananda ji, he never appreciated, don't call me as guru. Guru is Sri Ramakrishna. Whenever people they like to talk like that, we always remind them, it is always the guru is Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And we are only the bearers of that knowledge or that light, that much. And we are blessed. And we think ourselves blessed because he has chosen us for that much. But the all power is in the hand of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And here Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, have you not seen the balance? The lighter side goes higher. Lighter side, in the balance, lighter side goes higher. What it means, the heavy. When someone is heavy with ego, he is going down. And the one without ego goes up. Then the Trailokya was seated on the floor and to the north of the small couch. He was going to sing. Sri Ramakrishna said to him, how sweetly you sing. Trailokya started singing. Tujhse humne dil ko lagaya, jo kuch hai, sab tu hi hai. This is a Hindi, the bhajan. It means, I have joined my heart to thee. All that exists art thou. All that exists art thou. It's a beautiful song. When Bhagavan Swami Vivekananda, he was refuting to accept the Advaita Vedanta. Everything is God? How that can be? The Narendra, 17, 18 years old, and obviously he was not ready to accept this. Then Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna quoted this. You sing that jo kuch hai so tu hi hai. Everything that you see in this world, the grasses, the birds, the animals, each and everything is nothing but God, but otherwise where from they came? The manifestation came from God. You know that in the philosophy, all the different religions, why the different? The other day the one was asking why the religions are different. Because of the explanation. Some people, they explained. What they explained? Only three. The creator, creation, and the relation between the creator and the creation. Who is the creator? God or Jehovah or Allah or Bhagavan, Ishwar. And what is this? This creation he has created. How he has created? There they differ. Has he created out of something or from himself? If we accept that there were other things like the materials which the God, the intelligent, that he utilized, then there is a very difficult question in the philosophy. The two existences always clashes and it will get destruction. It will be destroyed someday. It cannot be. So the Vedanta comes forward. The Vedanta gives the perfect answer by saying, whatever you see as the creation is nothing but your imagination. They use the word Maya, the Maya Shakti. They're like this. There are so many philosophies because they are explaining the creation, the process of creation in their own way. That's why they differ. So this he is telling, that everything that you see is nothing but you. Everything I see is nothing but you. So I give my mind to you. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, though he was a dualist, apparently, and he said, if you can see God by closing your eyes in meditation, can't you see God with open eyes? It's a unique statement. Isavashyam idam sarvam, everything that you see but nothing but God. And how it is that you are hating? So religion can never hate. A religious person is nothing but full of love and sympathy. He can never hate. If somebody is telling, don't talk to them, they don't belong to us, he is not a religious person. He may be having the society, maybe a political group or economical or whatever, but not religious. Religion means love because God is love. While Sri Ramakrishna listened to the songs, he was overwhelmed with emotion. Then the Master Mahasaya is mentioning that Sri Ramakrishna was thinking to go to Calcutta. Somebody invited him. So he was thinking, who is going to take me to Calcutta? So who is going to drive? The rich people is to send the horse-drawn carriages, or sometimes he will be hiring one and they will pay for that. So whenever you are inviting a religious person, you are supposed to pay because he is not having his own money. So that is the reason the people, to get the holy company, if the householders are visiting, they are supposed to bring something for the holy people because they don't have anything. But when all people come to him, how he will feed them? So obviously, like the potluck, they will be bringing some food or donation, and that becomes an ashrama. He will give the food or the fruits or something as a prasada, because he cannot spend, but other people they give that way. Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, who is going to pay for me? Who will be bringing this horse-drawn carriages? In the meantime, when he was planning to visit Calcutta, it was evening time. All the temples in the Dakshineshwar, they were getting ready for the prayer. Narendra came. The moment Sri Ramakrishna saw the Narendra, he changed his plan. And he said to Master Mahasaya, Narendra has come. How can I go to Calcutta now? I sent for Narendra. How can I go now? What do you think? He is asking Master Mahasaya. Master Mahasaya was always with him. So to be in the company of a holy person also, it needs a great patience. Because the holy person, he is changing his mood. According to his thought, he will be changing. So if the person who is close to him or serving him or giving his company, if he is behaving rudely, roughly, then that creates problem. So that is the reason Master Moshe, very humble, though very educated, highly educated, very intelligent, but at the same time he was very patient, and he is telling, as we said, let us put it off today. No problem. Everything depends on Sri Ramakrishna. If he wants to go, Master Moshe is going. If he doesn't, no problem. So Master, all right, we shall go tomorrow, either by boat or by carriage. To the other devotees, it is late, go home now. Because Narendra has come and he will be talking with the Narendra. He is asking the devotees to go so that he can give full attention to Narendra. He was brooding Narendra, he was making the Narendra the flag bearer. And afterwards, we came to know who is this Narendra. The Sri Ramakrishna, when he is giving full attention to Narendra, naturally, some people of that time, they were misunderstanding why he should give so much of attention. Maybe he is a son of a rich person, so it is not. Someone mentioned, you love Rakhal, Naren because their parents are very rich, well established in the society. So you are trying to get all the benefits. Sri Ramakrishna ran to the mother, Kali, and he asked the mother, Mother, do I do that only for the social statuses? Then he came back and said, you rogue, I am not going to listen to you. Mother said, I see purity in them. I see Narayan in them, the God Narayan. They are holy, they are pure, so I love them. So that is the way we have to understand why this person, when the devotees they come, they misunderstand many, mostly how these holy people are working, unless and until they are also practicing spirituality and purifying their mind. It is difficult to understand the holy people, and particularly like Sri Ramakrishna, the God himself. Thank you, friends. We will start a new chapter on the next Wednesday.
So it's a long question. VJ is asking, even though I offer the results of my job to Divine Mother's feet, I find myself planning a lot while performing the job. Is planning okay? First part. Second, or should I leave it to Divine Mother and go with the flow, as I sometimes, no matter how much planning I do, something completely different happens. Please guide.
You are correct, It is really, really difficult to completely depend on God. Don't try that. So now both you keep. You have to pray to God. Please, as we were reading the story, you must have heard it, that the story, the person, to save the life of his son, he was going to find out a medicine which was almost impossible. But still he was going with a great hope that God will help. So because of that faith that God will help, in that situation, it was raining, it was dark, and it was not a very good place we can understand, because the skull are there, the snakes are there. Naturally it is not a very neat and clean place. So even then he was going over there. That means you have to have the effort. So plan yourself and then pray to God. God, I have planned to do this work in this way. Have blessings on me. Guide me. That is the best way. And if you are sincerely praying to God, whatever the little faults are there, He will do in such a way, everything will be perfect and you will be successful. Have faith, a prayer, but use your intellect and effort. Thank you.
Aparna Dasgupta is saying, I enjoy your classes. See you in Washington, D.C. on March 31st.
Thank you, Aparna. Looking for that.
Then VJ is saying, he's asking, I have trouble seeing Brahman in a narcissistic person while dealing with them at work. Please advise how to see oneness in a world with these kind of people.
See, that is the last, when you see the Brahman in everything, that is the ultimate knowledge. So you can understand, it will take long time. Just practice. And again, I would suggest that when you think that person, difficult to accept him, pray to God. The God, it is very difficult for me to adjust with that person, and every time his thought, his way of life are completely different than me. There is a conflict. So please change him so that I can go in my own way. And by that we will find either the God will change his mind, he will be favorable, friendly with you, or he will go away in some other places according to his work, karma phala, and somebody else will come in his place who will be friendly. It really happens. So pray, and pray to God.
Ananya Roy is asking, my question is, when and how did you think of becoming a sannyasi? And in brahmachari days, how did you cope up with severe training?
So this is depend on the when you become a monk, that a tremendous urge comes in the mind. We never care for anything. That's truly. The when that idea came, the thought came, you are leaving all your known people, known place, which you were so comfortable. Then suddenly you are going somewhere, you do not know who are those people, how they will behave with you, and how the things will be. But these thoughts never comes in the mind. They, with complete faith, they will go. If that attitude is not there, one cannot become a monk. One cannot become a sannyasi. Because if you adjust, I will go, then whether there is what's called the ACs are there or not, the good food conditions are there or not, the people are there or not. If you calculate in that way, I don't think that they can become the sannyasi. Even if they won't be able to be successful as a good sannyasi. Thank you.
Akash Ivy, she has a three-part question. Should I ask one after the other?
Yes.
So the first part is, what is Purushakar? What is ego? Are they same? Why is it said that what we are doing, good or bad, is done by God? First question.
I'd say that first thing, ego. Ego is the I-ness, that all the time we are feeling, I am doing it, this is my family, this is my country, like that is called ego. But when we judge, where from it is coming, from this particular body, associated. But the body, when I always give that example, when I was a small little baby of say few months, and somebody took a photo, and after 20 years if they are showing that photo to me to identify, do you recognize who is this little child? You won't be able to recognize your own body. So how one can be so egoistic thinking this is the body, and then after some time you will become old, and then the strong, all those body will go, God forbid, then somebody will be the bending, somebody cannot walk, somebody is not having the teeth. The same body is completely changing and going to be destroyed. How can you associate that body as I? What is this ego? Constantly changing. So the mind. If you judge in this way, then the ego will go. Instead of ego, self-confidence will come with the faith of God. This is the ego part. And about the Purushakara, the self-effort, as I was telling again and again, and it has been supported by the Sanjaya, the great personality of the Mahabharata. So he said in the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita, it's called 700th verse, he says, where there is the God's grace and also the effort of the human being, success is there. So we have to have the effort. These are what else was there?
Second question. I don't know if I'm emotional or not, but worldly attachments are gone slowly. Whenever I see my Shiva or hear Shiva's song, tears come in my eyes. Is it a sign of bhakti?
Of course, of course. But at the same time, the tears and the devotion and the love for one particular God is good. But why Shiva? Why Shiva? That you have to ask yourself. So what is the quality in the Shiva? Just the name you have heard from your childhood days, you got associated. That? No. Shiva means sacrifice. And Shiva, that sacrifice is purity. The word Shiva means auspicious. And what is the auspiciousness? The auspiciousness is unselfishness. The unselfishness is auspicious, purity. And that is peace. So that is why the Shiva, he is living with so many other beings about whom we cannot think of. The ghost and all other. So why? Because that is the way a peaceful person can live with all people, can adjust. So if you love Shiva, you have to develop the quality of Shiva. Parahita prevanaya, prana pracheda pritam. Swami Vivekananda is writing about the Shiva. Just for the good of others, he was ready to sacrifice his own life. And that's why he drank, as the story goes in the mythology. He took that poison himself to save the others. The Shiva means sacrifice. Shiva means unselfishness. Shiva means love. So if you love Shiva, like Shiva, you have to have these three qualities. Then only you are a true votary, true devotee of Shiva. Thank you.
Last part, I worship Shiva as my Prabhu/Father. Sometimes I feel that I and my father are different, but sometimes I feel we are one. But I want him as my Prabhu. Which one will I choose? Or is it okay?
The Prabhu means the master, so that is a different way of thinking. And as a father, he is of course a guide, but at the same time a close one. So a servant is afraid of his master, but a son is not afraid of his father, though he is careful of handling the father. Father may be angry, etc. So it depends on your mind. But as I said, the Shiva is nothing but unselfishness. Try to develop that. Thank you very much.
Whereas Srinivas had asked you a question before you went to India. He had asked, can you please upload Ma Sharada Mani's sloka? He is just reminding you. As you said, can you please upload Ma Sharada Mani slokas on the website?
So Srinivas, it is there already. So we have for the I always try do every day I do, and I am doing it for a long period of time from the days of Andaman. I am doing it. So we have a book and also a, what is that called? The US, what is that called? USB. So that USB and the book is there. So if you want, you can purchase it, and you will get all the slokas right from Monday to Sunday dedicated to the Vivekananda, the Mada Saroda, Sri Ramakrishna, the Guru, like that. It is already there. Thank you.
He can write an email.
And if you write an email, we can send it to you. Okay then friends, let us complete this with the pranam mantra. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.